hear me? Somebody asked me about myself. Okay. I think the first thing I would say is that I don't know how to use Instagram Live, and I'm still sort of learning it on the go, which I probably should have done earlier in the day, but I was so busy today. I had a lot of deadlines, and I'm just getting home, and I'm sitting here trying to do something that I've never done before. I'm learning on the go. Okay, great. Thank you so much. I think I'm going to write about that in my next book. So my name is Cheluchi. Cheluchi Onyemelukwe. I'm the author of The Son of the House, and Book Market NG, the Book Market NG invited me to do this. Actually, they invited me a while ago. I was so busy, I ended up not even saying yes until this week. So I am really happy that there are people on the other end of the line. I'm sure she's pulling out her hair, just wondering what it is that I'm doing, but that's life. I'm definitely going to put this in my next book. The old, well, make it 40-something, trying to use Instagram Live. Thank you for your encouragement, Damien. So I'm actually supposed to be talking about my book. I'm at home. I've just sort of trying to get better lighting. So I've just come back from work, from my regular work that makes me money. And I'm trying to do this, and I'm just so happy that there are some of you here. So I'm very happy to take questions, but basically I was invited to talk about my book, The Son of the House. It was published earlier this year. Okay, I'm sorry that I'm letting the slide down. Somebody says they're older than me. Okay, I'll figure this out, and by my next live video, I will be a pro. Anyway, so the book is about two women who are kidnapped. So it starts out with a kidnap. These two women are in the room and, tied, bound, hands and feet, and they sit together, and the older one says to the younger one, we're kind of stuck here until we're released, so why don't we just talk our way through the time? And they decide to tell each other their stories. So that's how it begins. And so the two women more or less tell each other their stories. And of course, they have very different stories, very different lives. And so I sort of go into the lives of each one after the other. And as I'm sure that you can guess, there's a convergence somewhere. There's a point at which their lives meet. And that is the more or less the core of the book. So like I said, it was published earlier this year by Penguin Random House and later on by Parresia in Nigeria. And it's been doing well. I'm pleasantly surprised and very excited. It won an award in October, which was totally unexpected. The reviews have been great, and I'm just hoping that afterwards some of you might pick it up to read it. We have it in bookstores across the country. I'm very happy to take specific questions about it. I can tell you a little bit about myself in the time being. I'm a lawyer. I practice law. I run a law firm here in Lagos, and I also teach. So I'm an associate professor at Dalhousie University. And so I do very different things in my other life, apart from my writing. And I'm very, writing was my first love, and I'm very happy to be back. To be back to that. Oh my gosh. Where is the book? I might have to have somebody get me a copy because I didn't even bring a copy. Yeah. Can you please get me a copy of my book? Quickly, please. Thank you. So yeah, so that's what children are good for. I just asked my son to get me a copy of the book so I can show you. But I'm sure that if you look at the poster that was used to announce this, you'll see a cover of the book. You can also, I guess, follow me. My handle is at Cheluchi O, and you will see the covers of the book. Okay, here is the book. Can you see the book? That's the book with the Nigerian cover. Children are good for sending on errands when they're a bit grown. Okay, some people are groaning over that, but yes. So my book has a lot of things about about children as well, and it's actually a book that centers around, you know, things that I don't know if I should say used to be, because for many people it's still quite core. Things around children, around fertility, around being able to carry on lineages and so on. And so I'm sure that when you read the book, you'll pick up on that. I'm not very good at not giving away spoilers, unfortunately, so I tend to talk very, very briefly about the book. But I'm happy to answer any specific questions that you have. Yes, The Son of the House. Let me show it up again. Yeah, The Son of the House by Cheluchi Onyemelukwe. That's a mouthful. I don't know how I'm going to get famous with such a long name, but I'm going to try. So yeah, I don't know if we have any specific questions that I can answer. It's kind of hard to do these things where, I watch people do it on Facebook where they talk about certain things and they're very, they're quite engaging actually. I didn't realize it was this difficult where you don't have people, saying back one or two things. Anyway, so the reviews of the book have been interesting. My IG handle, somebody's asking what my IG handle is. It is Cheluchi O. Cheluchi O. CHELUCHIO. Yeah, that's my handle. I'm not a very good Instagram person, as I'm sure you have guessed, but I have a few pictures up there. So I've done some readings in different places, some readings in South Africa, some readings in Nigeria. The book is also going to be published very soon in North America, in Canada, and the US in the next year. And I guess they're going to, like you say, Parresia, they're going to have to learn to say Cheluchi. It's not so hard actually. I can go by my first name, Cheluchi. Not very many famous people yet by that name, so I can start using that and maybe become another Beyonce or something. So yeah, I don't know if anybody. Yes, Cheluchi O. Yes, Cheluchi O. That's the handle. Okay. So I don't know if you want to ask me any specific questions about the book, or maybe I can give a few more tidbits. So the first woman is Nwabulu, and her story starts off at the age of 10 when she becomes a housemaid in the East, somewhere in the East. She's sent to Lagos to work for some people. That doesn't go too well for reasons I'm sure that you'll find out in the book. And she moves on she comes back to the village and eventually sent to Lagos. To Enugu, sorry. She's sent to Enugu where she finds a family that is, some have said, more accommodating, who take her in. And while she's there, she falls in love with a young man that lives on her street. And things kind of take off from there. For Julie, the second woman in the book, her story starts off in her 30s, somewhere in the 70s. She's a teacher, she's independent, she's taking care of herself, but she's worried that she's not married, and her mother more particularly is worried that she's not married. And a few things happen, and in the process, she's, she meets someone whom she intends to marry, and her own story sort of takes up from there. The last part of the book kind of now brings the stories of these women together, and I've heard that it's easy to read, and many people have read it really quickly, and I guess people have found the plot interesting. Okay, I'm not, I've just given you a tip of the iceberg. Don't worry. I haven't said too much about it, but yes, this little bit I'm sure you can even pick up from the blurb of the book. So yeah, so there's much more, I think, in the book. Okay. So, how much is the book? The book is 3,500 naira as far as I know right now. I don't know if it's gone up since I won the award. I'm sure publishers can make something out of that because I've seen they've started putting stickers on it. And so it's about 3,500, 3,600 naira. There are no, it's not free. It's 3,500 naira or 3,600 naira, and you can find it in several bookstores. So Quintessence, in Abuja, you can find it at Adams Pages. You can find it at Bookdeal, I believe, in Port Harcourt, and several other places. In Lagos, you can also get it at Page Bookstore. You can order it online. You can order it online at pagebookstore.com. I think that's the easiest way. They deliver to you, no problem. Yeah. Yes. So I wonder if we have any other questions, any other things that I should be saying. I'm going to get better by my second and third book. My Instagram lives, I'm sure, will have thousands of people. Okay, I think I'm just going to sit down here. Okay. Yes, it can be quite intimidating. It's actually, you're just wondering what people are picking up on and so on. And they've asked me to download it afterwards, but I'm hoping that when I watch it myself, it will be something I'm happy to share. Yeah. What's my typical day like as a writer? Okay. You can get the book also at the Book Market NG. At Book Market _NG for 3,500 naira delivered nationwide. So, okay. So somebody was asking me what my typical day is like. It is pretty crazy, I have to say. Sometimes I work, I teach at a university, so I go for my classes and I have very full days, so I stand up and teach for several hours a day. When I'm back home in Lagos, I run a small law firm. I go there, I have meetings to catch up on what's going on, and I do my work and try to meet my deadlines. Sometimes I dash off and go visit and go pick up my kids from school so that they feel like they still have a mom. And I go to work and I'm back home anytime from 7 or 8. Somebody else is asking what keeps me pretty. Sometimes I forget that I am pretty, and then I remember that when I see my pictures from back in the day, from university days and all of that, wow, I say, wow. And at that time, of course, I didn't know I was pretty. So I tell myself now, you probably still don't know that you're pretty. And when you're 90, you're going to look back on your 40s and say, oh my gosh. And I kept thinking that I was aging and all of that. But Okay, so I don't know. I just have to believe that I'm pretty just because now I look back on my old pictures and think, oh, I was once really pretty. Okay, my area of specialization as a lawyer is health law. So I work in the health space, doing quite a number of things, policy work for the government, for international development agencies, and so on, but also for regular clients, defending my clients in court or litigating for them when their rights as patients have been trampled on. And I do quite a bit of work on violence against women issues and all of that. So quite a bit of work on domestic violence and so on. And some things have, some people have asked me if that has influenced my writing. I like to say no, I don't. I try actually to keep the two things apart. Do I lecture on both literary writing and legal stuff? Oh, or strictly the curriculum? I would leave my students to tell you that. But I mean, in my health law classes, I sometimes talk to them about life in general, not necessarily about my books, but about life in general and some of the things that we find out that go on around us. Health, of course, has a lot of, So, for example, when we talk about fertility or abortion or euthanasia or any of those organ transplantation, you can't help but talk about life and some of the interesting things that go on. And I think I like to tell stories a bit, and I hope they find it interesting. Anyway, yes. So no, I don't talk about literary writing specifically, not really. Yeah. Okay, do we have any writers in the room? Potential writers? People getting rejections? How many children do I have and what are their ages? I think I'm going to keep their ages, but I have 3 children. I have one that's a teenager, and I have, my last is much younger than that. So, yeah. So I have 3 children who don't realize that I'm becoming a celebrity and that I do live shows. Oh, you are okay. So I have a writer in the room. Yeah, maybe you can share some of your experiences with us. I can tell you 1 or 2 things about my writing, which is that I find writing very interesting. What? A 39-year-old? Wow. Somebody has a 39-year-old. Okay, I'm gonna get really good with this Instagram thing. What am I talking about? I'm not old then. Okay. Oh yeah, I can see that from somebody's a lawyer in the room. I can see that from your potential. Most readers tend to end up being writers or are writers who are unable to give up their real life jobs to start making pennies and start praying to become famous. Okay, yeah. Okay. I don't know if I find writing therapeutic. I would say I find it interesting, and I find it an avenue to sort of put out some things that are on your mind. Yes. Okay. If that is relaxation. Okay, I don't know if I have any more questions. I'm probably going to end it sometime soon. And hopefully, by the next time I do this, I'll probably put down some things that I'm going to say to my audience about myself and about my books. But I really hope that you get the book, and I hope that you like it and read it, and I hope that when you do read it, whatever your views are, good or bad, that you review it on Goodreads. Okay. Okay. Please review it on Goodreads. Okay. Somebody wants to be in my live video. Okay. What was growing up for me like? Growing up was growing up in school, my parents were very hands-on. My dad is probably one of the key reasons I write, because he was a very bookish person. You know, he bought us books from day one. He always bought books, lots and lots of books. And so I grew up being the nerd and being called bookworm and all of that. And I'm kind of trying to make my kids like that too. So they read quite a bit. So I'm a book, I don't want to use the word addict, but I read quite a bit. And of course I'm a lawyer, so that means you're a teacher and you end up reading quite a bit. So growing up was fun. Up until I went to secondary school. So these days I'm really interested in people's experiences of boarding house. I went to boarding house. And I think the senior years were awesome, but the junior years were miserable, although I didn't really allow myself to be miserable and all of that. And I ended up doing university in Enugu as well, but I lived in the university and so on and so forth. In retrospect, when people talk about how realistic some of my characters are, I realized that, maybe I made quite a bit out. I got quite a bit out of being a child at the time that I was a child. So it was fun. I still have old friends that I relate with from my childhood. And we grew up, my grandmother would visit quite often, and I think that was awesome. I had a lot of relatives living in the house, and I think quite a number of stories swirled around, and that might eventually help my writing career. So growing up was good. My LinkedIn handle is my name, Cheluchi Onyemelukwe. So Cheluchi Onyemelukwe, which is what I'm known as professionally. But I would say I'm much, much more active on Facebook. I'm also active on Twitter, not as much, but since I started promoting my book, I've decided to get on all platforms, and yes, so I am on most of the platforms. I also discuss somebody asking what my views on feminism are. So it's interesting because many people view my book as a book about feminism. And I find that quite interesting. But let me say this: I am very very much interested in matters that relate to women, and I have to say that that is something that even surprised me. It's not something that, because when growing up, when we talk about women's rights, and I was intent on really saying I'm not a victim. I am going to be and do everything that I purpose and plan to be, all of that. So I have found my writing, in essence, has surprised me in the sense that some of the things that have flown out, that have come out, are things that have to do with women and their rights and their place in the world. So yeah, so I think that feminism does offer a lens through which people can view some of the things that go on in life. We've had very interesting things happen. Yeah? We've had very interesting things happen. From the Queen's College debacle to the, to the sex tape and all of that. And you can't help but see those strands of the issues around women and how they're viewed and what their place is and where their agency begins and stops and so on. So I think it's an interesting lens. I don't think it is the only lens, and I hope that in my book you will find that. I think there are also other really key issues that need to be talked about, things like class, income groups, the gap between the rich and the poor, and all of that. Those are things that I'm really interested in. Okay. Somebody says they will have me social media savvy in no time. I will try. I will try to get savvy. Damien, I'll try to get savvy. Because I think it's really important. I think, the world has more or less moved on to that place. And even though we're all worried about getting addicted and not doing any other thing with our time, at the minimum, it's probably a very good channel for promotion, for promoting books. So that's what I found. So and lots of people have learned about my work, about my book from social media. So I am going to definitely work on getting savvy. At the very least, now I know how to do a live video. I don't know that I'll do it anytime soon again, but I will try. Somebody wanted to get online on the video with me. I don't know if I can still find that person. Somebody wanted to get on the video with me. I think I we have any more questions? I'm going through and looking. See if I missed anything. I'm going to follow you guys the minute I drop this. Okay, I think it's gone now. Okay. If you don't have any more questions, as a woman, what drives me the most? This is interesting. That's a very hard question, I think. There's so many things that drive me. I've just not thought about the degree. the degree, which drives me most. I'm a mom. I think that's a very important part of my life. I'm raising children that are well adjusted and happy and have less challenges than I did is a key goal. But of course, being successful at the things that I do is also really important to me. And I work very hard in my chosen profession, and I would like to be a woman who does things that make other women and other people, even men, say it's possible, we can do it, we can accomplish things, we can have our dreams come true, and all of that. So I would say that, yeah, success is part of it, but being a person who lives on my own terms, with integrity, with a faithfulness to my ideals, to my chosen faith system, my belief system is really important to me. Somebody asks, do I read leisurely? I read all the time. Even if I'm on my phone, I'm reading. I'm not I read, and I have an extensive library. I read leisurely. I carry a novel everywhere I go, just in case my phone dies. So I read all the time. I'm just trying to see if I could dig up one of the books I'm reading right now. I'm reading a book called The Book Thief right now, and I just finished looking Tim Mystery's Family Matters, and I buy books. So in fact, sometimes when I pray, I say, God, you realize that I've always bought books. I've bought books since I was a child. People need to go out and buy my books. I've contributed to other people's wealth quite a bit. True book buy. Do I believe in the term career woman? And how would I describe my career progression? I don't know what career woman means. Is there anything like a career man, a career boy or girl? I don't know what that means. If it means that we work and we have careers, well, yes, obviously. So I don't know. Sometimes when people say that, I don't know what that means. A career woman as opposed to what? A family woman. I would say I'm a family woman. I'm a career woman and any other kind of woman that you can think about. Because of the work I do in domestic violence, I encourage women to work. I encourage them to have their own money. I think it's very important. But aside from that, people have different ways that they structure their families, and if they find that they're comfortable losing their children and all of that, so long as they have taken all the things into consideration, I won't be the one to say no to that. But I believe in work. I believe in women finding a place in the world to work, mostly because we are quite behind in terms of wealth, in terms of property ownership, and just running countries and all of that. And how do you do that if you don't work? So that's me. What's my favorite? How would I describe my career progression? It's been very interesting. Sometimes in fits and starts, but I would say I've just kept working at it. I've always wanted to have a PhD. I went for that, and so on and so forth. And I've ended up doing very many different things all at the same time, and I'm thankful for that. What is my favorite genre? I wouldn't say I have a favorite genre. When I was much younger, I used to read romance. Now, not so much. I read a lot of literary fiction. I would say now I read a lot of literary fiction, which is the kind of fiction I write. I don't read a lot of fantasy. That said, I read C.S. Lewis like other people and loved it. I've read, The Lord of the Rings and that kind of fantasy, but mostly literary fiction these days. Somebody's asking, aren't we putting her on a very hot seat? I think I'm good. I don't think it's very hot right now. You might get me just sitting here and talking about myself. I'm really enjoying it. And then you go away and say, oh my gosh, that was such a narcissistic writer. Anyway, thank you, Sisi Lawyer. You've been so encouraging, actually. You've been so encouraging. Yeah. So I'm gonna try. I've learned one or two things from this live video too. Engine room, do you have any more questions? You're asking very serious questions. I see. Okay. Anything else? I think we have maybe a couple more minutes. I am enjoying it now. Now that I'm like, okay, it's not so bad after all. Meals and Boone. Yes, I read Meals and Boone. I'm not going to deny it. In fact, I not only read it, I had a ton. I had hundreds of them, literally. Literally, lots of Meals and Bones. And, I was telling somebody the other day, the minute I got married, my love affair with Meals and Bones ended. I'm not sure what happened, but it just ended so abruptly. Okay. Somebody wants to know about my job, but about the award. So it's called Best International Fiction Book Award, and it's given at the Sharjah Book International Book Fair, which happens every year and which attracts about 2 million people or so every year. Sharjah is in the UAE, close to Dubai. And they've run this festival for the past 37 years. So they've been working really hard to bring publishers, book writers, and ideas and culture together. And it was such a fun experience, actually. The award goes to your publisher nominates about 2 books or so maximum. Out of all the books they published in the previous year. And publishers around the world submit for this, and they go through, according to them, they go through a 3-stage process to pick a winner. We've had, other winners. I mentioned David Baldacci and Laurie Kubitine, and so on. Some prominent writers that have won it, typically not with their first book. This was really a miracle. So, what usually happens is first that you are praying that you get nominated, that you're praying that you get shortlisted. I didn't even know any of that because my publisher didn't tell me. And interestingly, my Nigerian publisher nominated it, and my South African publisher also nominated the book. So it was very interesting dynamic. And then, out of the blue, I got an email saying, one. Let's fly you out to Sharjah, the book fair, the Sharjah Book Authority, an all expenses paid trip to that place where you can spend all of the festival if you like, just hanging out with book people, getting your award and all of that. And it was really fun. And it was so validating to see that this book, which had gone through quite a bit of process to get here, was that well appreciated. And I'm still pinching myself and saying, wow, that was great. Yes, for you to get sponsored, you get sponsored to go pick up the award. And of course, there's a prize of 50,000 dirhams, which is about 5 million naira or so attached to it. Yeah. Oh yeah, the crowd was huge. I wasn't shy at all to get on the stage. I was excited. It was so otherworldly. If you, the crowd in the room, there were about maybe 5,000 people. Not everybody was there. So we got in, and then if you invited people, then other people had to stay outside apparently. And they call you on this big stage with the lights and all of that, and it's just amazing. I was just, in retrospect, I asked myself, did I enjoy it as much as I could have? But it was fun. It was really fun. There were other winners there. We had an Italian publisher who had translated an Arabic book into Italian. So the translators get more or less the biggest prize, and they got a huge prize. And this is the group that published the Italian versions of Chinua Achebe's book, Joyce Carol Oates' books, and all of that. And they were there, and it was just fun. We were all sitting together, and it was very interesting. They put me up at this hotel that was a traditional Arabic hotel. So it was a hotel that had been transformed from a sheik's house, an old sheik's house, into this hotel, and they tried to keep the structure of a traditional Arabic house. And the bedrooms were just to die for. And gosh, I need to keep writing and winning prizes. But anyway, yes. When are you expecting my next book? I'm currently working on my next book, on my second book, and it is an interesting process. You would think it would be easier this time around. There's no such thing, I couldn't think. So I'm hoping, who knows? I'm working on it. I can't tell you when it will be out, because things tend to be quite some time and take some work. Yeah. Okay. My kids must have an excellent role model in me. Oh, thank you so much for saying that. That is such a nice thing to say. I hope they think so. I hope they think so. But they are pretty smart kids, and fingers crossed, I think the world will hear about them. Somebody said they want to be adopted by me. Oh my gosh. I want to be adopted by me. I'm pretty strict. Are you sure, Damien? You look like you could be. You sound like you could be a handful. Oh my gosh. I think they might have nice things to say about me. Just like I have to say about my parents. The luxurious lifestyle. I don't know about that. I tell them often that, I'm looking forward to them making money and taking care of me. I'm spending all my money right now on them, so I have basically no retirement fund left. And so I expect to be flown all around the world in private jets if possible, and so on. And they just laugh at me. Yeah, they just laugh at me when I tell them my dreams, the things for an exhibition. Stop over at New York, and take in the sights, the Apple City. Maybe do a round in London and so on before I join their father in the village again. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Nigerian parents me. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I tell them that I take good care of my parents, and therefore I expect no less from them. So okay. Any more questions or comments? Not at all, madam. You've exhausted yourself, Damien. You have, I think. Yeah. Is Sissy Lawyer still there? Is she still there? Okay. Thank you, Engine Room. Thank you, everybody that joined. I think this video will be up. Hopefully we look at it and there are some interesting things. Oh, do I have a private library? I've had a private library. If you call a library a place where you keep books, I've had a private library since I was a child, actually. I've always been a book collector. So I do have a library. I don't know what shape it is in right now. I would have wanted to walk around and show it to you. Okay, somebody asked why I use different publishers. So the way writing, people have asked me this quite a bit. So the way writing fiction works. So I wrote a law text last year, which was published by Routledge. Routledge publishes all around the world. So it's all around the world. But they don't have a publishing outfit in Nigeria. So you want to buy it, you have to pay $100 and something to buy it via Amazon or via Routledge. But fiction works differently. So when you have your rights for fiction, you can sell all your rights to a particular publisher and hope that they exploit it. But typically, publishers will take rights for the territories where they work. So South Africa might publish only just in South Africa. Parresia can publish in places that it thinks it can exploit, like Ghana and some other African countries and so on. So many books that you know, by even Nigerian authors that you know, are published by different publishers. Otherwise, what would happen is people have to find a way to get those books from outside the country. Of course, we import all kinds of books that are published elsewhere, but it's so much easier for a publisher to put the books, especially fiction, where it's not the whole world that likes to read fiction. So you can also be so big that Penguin Random House buys it and all their franchises sell it, right? That's where we're hoping to go. Otherwise, you might find that you have your agent or yourself, if you're blessed, can have talk to different publishers in different territories to publish the book. Okay. All right. I think I'll share pictures of my private library later. Okay. I'll remember to save the video. Thank you for your comments on my nerdy frames. I don't know if lovely and nerdy go together, but I'll take it anyhow I can get it. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I can take a picture of the library and put it up, I think. I also have, I'm a lawyer, right? So I also have a small library in my office as well. So somebody asked what I think about self-publishing. I think I actually at one point considered going that route because I was getting so many rejections, and I was like, I don't think this book should die. Sorry, I think I went off. A second, MTN and issues. Anyway, like I was saying, I did think about going down that route when I was getting lots of rejections, but I think that especially for the first book, it does help. I can't tell you how much support I've received because this is traditionally published. On the other hand, if you have something that is so that you really need to say to the world and you can't get it out any other way, and a lot of patience is required in this business, then that's something that one might want to consider. And there have been a few people who have been able to make a success of that. Whatever you do, whichever route you choose, there's a lot of promotion that you have to do on your own, quite a bit of marketing that you have to do on your own. But those established channels, the traditional ones, make it easier, to get into the traditional places. And you have some of these prizes would say they don't want self-published books. And sometimes you also find that people don't regard it as highly. One can say it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. That said, had I waited 4 years and couldn't get this book out, I would have considered self-publishing it. So yeah, but I would say do the hard work first that can get you noticed by traditional publishers. Do that first. Put in everything you have there, because they have other kinds of resources that they've developed over time that has, the editor, for example, that I got from Penguin Random House was just amazing. It was just amazing. I don't know if I would have known about her or got her on my own. And we worked quite well together, and it was just brilliant. And so on. So things like that. And then getting you into to get reviews from here and there and so on and so forth can be quite something that can be really helpful. So that said, let you try the traditional publishing first. If it doesn't work, then you can fall back on self-publishing. Okay. Do we have any other questions, comments? Okay. All these are foreigners, Nigerians. When you say all these are foreigners, what do you mean? I'm trying to understand. Yeah, I'm published by a Nigerian publisher, right? Yeah, I am published by a Nigerian publisher. Who was actually the person who asked me the book? And yeah. Okay, yeah. Well, I did work with my Nigerian publisher. I did work with a Nigerian publisher, and there was also an editor that I worked with in my Nigerian publishing house, who also did a brilliant job. But yeah, we're working on it. Industry is going to get there. And I had an interview with the foreign magazine recently, and they were asking me about publishing and all of that. And I did say, one of the things I said was, we're going to get there. My book was published here in Africa, in South Africa, in Nigeria, before it got recognition and is now going to be published in the US and in Canada, right? So, so let's hope. Let's hope we're going to get there. Thank you, Damien. Thank you, Damien. You've been fun to talk with. Yeah. Okay. I think I'm going to end here. And thank you, everybody, for listening. Please go get the book. You can order it via pagebookstore.com. And you can find it in bookstores around you. Please follow me on my various Instagram, various social media handles. I'm on Twitter as Cheluchi_O. I am on Facebook as Cheluchi Onyemelukwe. I am on LinkedIn as Cheluchi Onyemelukwe. And I am on Instagram as Cheluchi O. So I'm sure we'll be meeting in those places, and I'll be reading some of your books. And the next time you see me, I will be so comfortable, like I do this Instagram thing every other day. Thank you so very much to the Book Market NG for having me. It's awesome to see all these really, really awesome things that you do. Thank you for giving writers like me an opportunity to talk about ourselves, to get people to listen to us, and thank you for all you do for writing and